Tonight, the alarming Delta variant surge. The U.S. now seeing more daily COVID cases than last summer's peak. The U.S. reporting over 100,000 new cases in a day, higher than the worst we saw last summer before vaccines were available. Hospitalizations up more than 40% in a week, deaths up 25%. New York City stopping short of an indoor mask mandate while Louisiana reinstates its restrictions. In Florida, lines for testing stretching for hours. But encouraging news on rising vaccinations. The nation hitting a milestone, 70% of adults with at least one dose. And Senator Lindsey Graham revealing he has a breakthrough infection. His message on the importance of getting vaccinated. Spirit Airlines canceling hundreds of flights, stranding thousands of travelers while airline complaints are soaring this summer.
This is NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt, reporting tonight from Tokyo.
Hello, everyone from Japan. We'll get to news coming out of the Olympics in a few minutes, but back home, more than 35 million Americans have now tested positive for COVID during the pandemic. And tonight, the Biden administration finally reaching its goal of getting a minimum of 70% of Americans at least partially vaccinated as the country plunges deeper beneath a rising new wave of infections. But there are signs tonight vaccine resistance is beginning to crumble as the highly contagious Delta variant gravitates to new epicenters. The troubling signs in states like Florida show we are well into a fourth wave. We'll get some advice on what precautions parents of young children should be taking, as well as pregnant women. But we begin our reporting now with Miguel Almaguer, who has late details.
As the crisis deepens at hospitals and hotspots, tonight the numbers are staggering and sobering. Surpassing last summer's average for new cases, our nation has again recorded over 100,000 infections in a single day. The Delta variant filling ICUs and killing more Americans from week to week.
If you get sick with the Delta variant, we estimate that you could infect about 5 other unvaccinated people. More than twice as many as the original strain.
Though it comes nearly a month after the president's 4th of July goal, today 70% of adults are at least partially vaccinated. But every day, more breakthrough infections are being reported. Senator Lindsey Graham, now in quarantine after announcing his infection, says being fully vaccinated kept his COVID symptoms from being far worse.
Even with a high vaccine effectiveness, most of these infections are going to be asymptomatic or mild.
With daily infections predicted to double by fall, some hospitals are already seeing a surge worse than before.
A federal disaster team is arriving in Louisiana, where ICU beds are short on supply and a new face mask mandate indoors is back in place. Lines for testing stretching for hours today in Florida after the state just set its pandemic record for new cases and patients hospitalized.
They're asking for the vaccine now. They have just give it to me. We want to get it, which now they have to wait, unfortunately, until they get better and get out of the hospital.
Hoping to boost inoculations.
Shalom, shalom. This is your brother, Kodar Bond. I'd like to start off by saying all praises and honor and glory are given unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Raha, Kodash. Double honors are given unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, men who have labored and suffered in this truth for over 30 plus years, making their lives and their bodies a living sacrifice. Also like to say shalom to the hopeful elect, the 1/3 of the nation of Israel, the various GMS camps, heads of those camps, occupy on the highways and hedges, as is commanded of us, Luke 14 and 23, bringing forth this 100% truth, and one spirit, one body in Yahweh Shai, as taught to us all by the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I say shalom to you all. Well, just another quickie. As you heard that Edomite doctor that said, that folks are saying, just give it to me, just give it to me. You know, that sounds reminiscent of, that sounds eerily familiar, you know, to what had happened when when we was delivered up out of Egypt, the first go round. That sound eerily familiar. Eerily familiar. And we're gonna go there. Let's go there and check it out. Because it's just a reenactment of time past. That's all this is. What is it? Exodus 14. I'm going to start at verse 10. Just read a few scripts here. Because this is what it's, we hard-headed, stiff-necked Israelites. And I say we, but I actually mean the 2/3. You understand? It's always been that 1/3. It's always been that remnant. It's always been that elect. From the time of Noah on down to the day. That's always been an elect. This is Exodus 14 and verse 10. And it reads, "And when Pharaoh drew nigh, the children of Israel lifted up their eyes and behold, the Egyptians marched after them, and they were so afraid. And the children of Israel cried out unto the Lord Yahweh. And they said unto Moses, because there were no graves in Egypt." Verse 11. "And they said unto Moses, because there were no graves in Egypt, hast thou taken us away to die in the wilderness? Wherefore hast thou dealt thus with us to carry us forth out of Egypt?" Didn't want to leave. They didn't want to leave in the first place. They wanted to deal with that madness, being under subjection under these heathens. And this outcry to give them the snake bite venom now is eerily similar to words that you stiff-necked Israelites were screaming out in the wilderness. In verse 12 it says, Is not this the word that we did tell thee in Egypt, saying, let us alone. Leave us alone. You understand what I'm saying? This is what you hear now. Because you hear this from your family members. Leave me alone with that madness about the scriptures, about the Lord and whatnot. You understand? Are you going to take this snake bite venom? Yeah. It says, let us alone, that we may serve the Egyptians. For it had been better for us to serve the Egyptians than that we should die in the wilderness. Madness, man. That's sticking your arm out, to be injected with shit that you have no idea. This has no real trial runs. And if they have, they're not putting forth the evidence that this is actually saving you or helping you. They're not putting forth that. They're using these fear tactics over and over and over again. And if this one don't work, they step it up. If that don't work, they step it up. And Jake is falling for this, man, and getting very, and using these talking points, that the mainstream media is using, The reason there's an uptick in CV Axle 19 surge stage 4D is because of the unvaccinated. It's your fault. It's your fault. Why you sitting here preaching to me the gospel? Why you sitting here preaching me repentance? It is your fault. Why have you not taken the snake bite venom? Huh? Instead of sitting here preaching this sky daddy madness. Why haven't you taken in real life something that can help us all? So the onus is on you. Straight madness. Let's go to another video. That was in fact, let's go back to this one. A few more. ticks.
In New Jersey, the governor says healthcare workers, like those at nursing homes, must be vaccinated or face weekly testing. New York's governor encouraging businesses to require proof of vaccination from patrons, but stop short of mandating masks indoors. Tonight, the push to inoculate and to save lives as hospitals lose more Americans every day.
Miguel, as these infections among the vaccinated and unvaccinated rise, has there been a change in quarantine recommendations?
Well, Lester, the CDC has updated their guidance saying those who've tested positive for COVID, whether you're vaccinated or not, need to quarantine for 10 days after they get their test results or show symptoms. Lester?
All right, Miguel, thank you. The new Delta variant posing especially tough questions for parents, many now facing their own return to the office as their small children at home remain unvaccinated. I addressed those concerns to NBC News medical contributor Dr. Kavita Patel. What sort of precautions should families be taking if they have children who aren't eligible for vaccinations?
You should always try to opt for outdoors space and not anything that's congested. And even when you're indoors, it can be safe if everyone is masked. I would definitely mask the children. And if you're vaccinated yourself, you should wear a mask because we now know that even vaccinated individuals might get infected. The risk is incredibly small. But again, if we're
just the eye test. It seems more increasingly that the Israelites, the so-called blacks, Hispanic, Native and Seminole Americans of Babylon, aka America, it seems as though it's more obvious that you are the poster child to this get out and get it done, get the snake bite venom, They're pulling those harp strings. Just look at the picture work. Just look. It's you are the poster child. Do you not find that weird? You do not find that unsettling? That's mass shootings. There's been an uptick of violence. The killing of unarmed Israelites, so-called blacks, Hispanic, Native Americans, to my the poverty situation with you, none of that has changed. But all of a sudden, all this, but they're concerned. They're very concerned about your health when they haven't even changed their laws about gunning you down out here unmercifully and then not holding themselves accountable. But you're the poster child for all of the shots, all of the news media videos for the most part. 80% of these videos, they show Israelites. You so-called blacks, Hispanic, Native Americans. You want to believe in this man so badly. You want to stay in this society so badly. It's just like you pull out in Exodus 14, 10 and 11, You're content with being a slave. You have to be.
trying to keep our kids safe and they're unvaccinated, a mask will always be a great layer of protection on top of your vaccine.
We know that the Delta variant is more contagious than previous versions, if you will, of this virus, but are they more dangerous to children?
So far, the data shows that it is not more dangerous than previous strains, but you'll notice that we're seeing a lot more cases of children, and that has to do with the fact that more and more people are vaccinated except for children. So they are becoming kind of the newer great proportion of the pandemic of the unvaccinated.
In just 60 seconds, new requirements for returning to the office and the vaccine and pregnant women.
Let's try another video. Because this stuff dealing with this CV Axle 19, it's just getting redundant for the most part. I mean, you can't see what's happening, now, we understand what's going on. The hopeful elect, the 1/3 of the we understand what's going on. We understand. Matter of fact, let me pull that, because this is what's going on. Let's get it. Let's just pull a script while we at it, because this is mainly what it's about. Bag everything with scripture, right? Right, let's go to New Testament, Romans, is it 11? I think Roman 11, yeah. Let's go. Let's get it. It says, and straight to the point, Romans 11 and verse 7. This is why, at this point, this has become redundant. In the minute of the Lord, the hopeful elect, the men that sigh and cry about the abomination, the desolation thereof, this is why it's becoming less and less vexing. I mean, it's going to always vex the spirit, but having that understanding that the Most High is navigating all of this, He's orchestrating all of this, you know, it gives comfort to the madness. Because then you understand your plight in this. You understand, hopefully, your lot in this. And that lot is to be, hopefully, to be taken away and taken out of this, which 2/3 of our people have no hope of. And this is the reason why. This is Romans 11 and verse 7, and it says, "What then? Israel had not obtained that which he seeketh for." Running down here to these folks, man, and getting the snake bite venom, and then I want to put the onus on the ones who don't want to partake in this man's madness, who are walking around with their eyes open and seeing what's really happening while the others walk around with their eyes wide shut. You have not obtained it. And this is the reason why. But the election had obtained it, and the rest were blinded. According, and this is in parentheses, according as it is written, Yahweh thy power had given them the spirit of slumber. Who had given them the spirit of? Let's read that again. According as it is written, Yahweh thy power had given them the spirit of slumber. The Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, had given you the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see and ears that they should not hear unto this day. All of this information out here via the web, via the internet, on the highways and the hedges. You hear it. You hear the brothers out there bringing forth the truth, crying aloud according to Isaiah 58 and 1. Not sparing your feelings, telling you just what time it is. Getting still, the Most High has you blinded, got you walking around here sleep. You 2/3 got you walking around here sleep, eyes wide shut. Anyway, let's move to another video. Let's check it out here.
Someone you can rely, who's always on your side. That's why there's nationwide. That's why there's nationwide. Nationwide is on your side.
Command to threaten arrest on others.
The gentleman from North Carolina seek recognition.
Madam Speaker, I seek unanimous consent to address the House for 1 minute.
Without objection, the gentleman is recognized for 1 minute.
Madam Speaker, you are not God. Your will does not bend the forest or shake the mountains. And let me assure you, your will does not bow the knee of millions of my countrymen who refuse to heed your callous command. To threaten arrest on others for their own personal medical decisions is nothing short of a medical apartheid, and I will not let it stand. For if I am to cowardly bend the knee here like those on the left wish, then what is to stop you all from taking your tyranny to the rest of this country that I love? How dare anyone in this institution attempt to dictate to the patriots of my staff how they may live their lives? For one to think that because they have the title honorable attached to their name means that they may dictate what others may say and think repulses me. What makes this nation special is that in this free land, the people are the royalty. So arrest us if you will, but I will not cower and I will not bend. Madam Speaker, you have come to take away our liberties. But Madam Speaker, in this country, you are outnumbered. With that, I yield back.
Those very bold words there. Very bold words. Only if they were true. I mean, you know, hey, listen to Esau, man. These so-called white folks, they finished. They're putting on a Broadway act on national TV every night. When we watch the news, you're actually looking at a Broadway skit. That's what we're looking at. You know, that's exactly what we're looking at. For lack of better words, like good cop, bad cop type of scenario. You know, Apostle Elder Tahar had alluded to that on that camp, that previous camp here, a few days back, that these so-called Republicans and Democrats, they want to up a bill where, and I hope I'm not missing the apostle's words, but they're alluding to, rather, that they want all the Republicans to go to the red states and all the Democrats to move to the blue states. Therefore, whatever section of the country you are in, you'll know amongst what political group you're with. You know, and that sounds eerily familiar to the mid 1800s during the Lincoln administration, Civil War. Pull a few scripts. Civil War. Yeah, they talking real greasy. Their rights. Only their rights matter, I imagine. No, let me let's go Isaiah 19. Yeah, Isaiah 19. This is Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 2, and it reads, "And I will set the Egyptian against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, kingdom against kingdom. And the spirit of Egypt shall fall in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof. And they shall seek to their idols and to their charmers and to them that have familiar spirits and to wizards. And the Egyptian will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts." Let's go there. It says, and he will set the Egyptian against the Egyptian, everyone against his brother. Now you starting to you hear a lot of mouthing going on between so-called Democrats and the Republicans, you know, in those Senate houses and those high government meeting halls. Neighbor against neighbor, city against city. These things are going to come to fruition, and that way we're actually watching how you should say it, we were actually watching the first quarter, the first round of the buildup. That's what we're witnessing with the CV Axel mandate by the CDC and this ambiguity on whether it's going to be a mandate and all of this confusion. Thus, this being the land of Babylon, the land of great confusion. Let's grab one more script. Land of great confusion. That's just what this place is. Just nothing just to back that up what we just read. This is Matthew 24:7, and it reads straight to the point. "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows." This is I dare say this is this is the what it is, the sequel to the prequel, or the prequel to the sequel. I hope I worded that right. One more little quick vid, and I'm gonna shut this down. This is already going on too long. Let's see. One more. I was just looking over a few vids. And check this out. Snake bite. bite venom. Slovakia. That is going on in Paris, in good old Paris. You know, look like hundreds of thousands of people have flooded the streets over there in defiance to this new CV Axel snakebite venom. In defiance. What say you so-called Americans? What say you? You cowards. The home of the brave and the free. You people are cowards. Why you ain't in the streets like these other people are, these other Edomites, huh? Because you're cowards. Been living the fat cat life for far too long. And guess what? There ain't much you can do about what's happening, but just go along with the game plan. I'm gonna grab this last script and I'm gonna close this out. We see the madness going on. We see it. Let's pull that up real quick. I need the flashlight. I can't see. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, straight to the point, verse 16. And let's go there. Start at verse 14, and it says, woe, destruction to the world, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up to fight against another people, and swords in their hands. Hey, coming down to the wire with this. For there shall be sedition amongst men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. And we're seeing that right now with these, you got to have proof type of deals. You're going in these restaurants, sooner or later, you're going to need a passport to go state to state, cross state lines. And that passport is going to be a snakebite venom passport. A man shall desire to go, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. We just read that. But shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for the great tribulation. Behold, saith God, I will call together all the kings of the earth to revenge me, to revere me. No, the revenge. What's that is? The revenge me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south and from the east, and Lebanus, and to turn themselves one against another and repay the things that they have done to them. And the them is his chosen people. Everything is getting wind up. It's getting fever pitched. And the elites, the ones that the earth has been given into their hands, hey, they ain't got much time. And for that cause, they're speeding up everything. They're speeding up everything. This is Revelations 12:12, and it says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. Hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. And as we watch this this Broadway play, day by day, called News, we filter it by way of the scriptures so that we can take that 2% truth that they give you and turn it into the 100% truth. All praise and honor and glory are given unto Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And with that, Shalom.